as you guys join me, comment your names in the comment box, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, so I can see who is joining me, because I want to be able to say hi to you guys. It is Sunday, September 27th, and we're going to start the children's message here in a few minutes. But as you join me, please write your name in the message box. And we will wait a few minutes as people continue to join us here. Okay, awesome. Caitlin and Emily are here. Hi, Marlis. Hello to the Slippers. Awesome to have all of you here. Please, as you join us, write your name in the comment box so I can see who is here. And I know today's kind of a gloomy day and we might not have as many people joining us, which is just fine. We will still go about our lesson like normal. I'm going to wait a few more minutes before I jump into announcements. So let me know who's here. Kylie and Sophia, good morning, girls. Happy to have you here with us. I'm going to wait a few more minutes here. Cora is here. Good morning, Cora. I'm glad you could join me. Oh, thank you, Marlis. It was fun to do special music. For those of you that did not watch our 8:30 service, a couple of our fellow Sunday school kiddos, Jersey and Kinley Gigstead, did some special music with me. We got to sing a song, and it was so fun. They have beautiful voices, and they got to sing right after their cousin was baptized, so it was very special. Good morning to the Okeson girls, and Oren is here too. Good morning, Oren. I was going to say Cora and Oren, mixed them together. And the Kemmers, good morning to the Kemmers. Thank you for joining us. We'll wait about 1 or 2 more minutes here just to gather a few more joiners. While we wait, just so you guys all know, our 10:45 service has been canceled because it's going to be raining and just cold. So we're going to cancel that service for this week. But Pastor Joe gave an awesome sermon this morning during our 8:30 service. So if you want to go back and watch that service, I highly recommend it. It was great. We had a baptism, like I was saying. Some of your friends, Jersey and Kinley, sang. They did an awesome job. So if you want to go back and watch that, you can go to either First Lutheran's Facebook page, or you can go to our YouTube channel on YouTube and watch that service back. I highly recommend watching it back since we don't have a second service today. Good morning, Oliver. Thank you for joining us. And Hannah. All right, this is a good group. For right now, we're going to get started. As more people join, write your name in so I know who's here. But for now, we're going to get started. I have a few announcements. First of all, my first announcement is for this year's 6th graders, which is last year's 5th graders. They never got to complete their first communion. And so we are celebrating their first communion service on October 4th at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, is just for those 6th graders. It's not an open service, but it will be live streamed. So if you want to watch it, that is an option. For those 6th graders, I need you guys to be here by 1:30. So I need you here a half hour early to go through some things. And then also, if you have not replied to me, your parents have not replied to me about how many people you have coming, they need to do that. And then also this Wednesday, we are going to be making your banners, and you can either sign up at 6 o'clock or 6:30. And so you have to pick one of those times. If you have not picked a time yet, just email me or text me or call the church and let me know which time you want to do. Both of those times, Maddie is going to be teaching her confirmation class in person. And so it's kind of a special thing to be able to make these banners and take the confirmation class at the same time. And so Maddie's been awesome about working with us since last week we got rained out on Wednesday for the bonfire. So just please email me any information you haven't gotten me yet. Next announcement is this is our week 3 of Sunday school and Wednesday school. So that means that we are almost out of materials. So next week on Sunday the 4th and Wednesday the 7th, we're going to do another pickup for materials. And so Sunday's pickup will be from 10 to noon, 10 a.m. to noon, Sunday outside the church. And then Wednesday the 7th will be from 4 to 6. I was originally going to do just an hour, but in case you guys are done with school and want to come over here right away, I'll do 4 to 6, okay? So that's when we're going to pick up our next 3 weeks or 4 weeks maybe even of materials for Sunday school and Wednesday school lessons that you guys can do at home. Hello to the Malekas. Thank you for joining us. All right, so those are the announcements I have. We are going to talk about a story today. It's another parable. And I do just want to say, for those of you that have our story Bible, the kindergarten Bibles at home, the parables are not in that story Bible. Most of the stories that we're going to talk about will be in there. But unfortunately, these first few weeks, which are the parables, those are not. And remember, a parable is just a story that Jesus tells. So those stories are not in that book, but they are in one of these extra books that I have, this World Story Bible. This one's a little bit different than yours, so we're going to be using this one today. But unfortunately, you won't be able to find it in your story Bible. In the next few weeks, we will be finding and using more stories in your guys' story Bible so you can follow along. And I just had a question. Paula Shaw said, should we bring our folders to pick up new materials? Yes. Or just your bag. That's why we gave you those bags, is to kind of keep everything together. So if you want to bring your bag and that folder, we'll just slip the new packets right in there. And then you can take those and go. So it should be quick and easy, just picking everything up. But yes, that's a very good question. Thank you for reminding me. Bring your backpacks and your folders to keep the papers from getting crinkled. It might be a smart idea. So thank you, Paula. Okay, so I'm going to start by asking you guys some questions right away, and I want you to write in your answers, okay? So first of all, have your parents ever asked you to do something that you don't want to do? I'm guessing your answer is yes, but I want some examples. What are some things that your parents have asked you to do that you're like, ugh, I do not want to do that? You're putting it off. You're upset that they even asked you. What are some of those things? Maybe some chores around the house. Give me examples. What are some things that your parents have asked you to do that you just do not want to do? Oh, the Stottlemans are here. Hello. Type in the box. What are some things that your parents have asked you to do that you do not want to do? Clean the bathroom. That is a good one. Cleaning the bathroom is not a fun task, right? But it's something that has to get done. So sometimes it's such a bummer when we're asked to do that. Cleaning our room. I am known to not have the cleanest room. My family would agree with that. It is hard to get me to clean my room sometimes. So even still as an adult, I struggle with keeping my room super clean. Picking up toys. Yeah, so it's just extra work, right? But if we're going to play with the toys, we have to pick them up. That's what our parents would say, right? Setting the table. Oh, why can't you do that, Mom, right? I know, some of these things are not fun. Cleaning our room, picking up toys, cleaning the toy room, unloading the dishwasher. That's a good one. All of these, none of these are fun, right? I mean, there's probably ways that you can make them fun, but I mean, in all honesty, it's kind of the pits having to do chores and to clean things up. What are other things that your parents have made you do or asked you to do that you did not want to do? Anything else we can think of? Hi, Morgan. Good morning, sweetie. Happy to have you here. What are some other things? What about, other than just chores, what about, have your parents ever made you like apologize for something? They asked you to do something like that. That's always hard, right? We have Eleanor. Good morning and welcome. She says putting laundry away. See, now that's where I struggle with keeping my room clean. I'll do the laundry and I'll keep it picked up, but putting my clothes away, sometimes it takes me a few days to put them away. Right? It's not always easy to get this stuff done. And especially when our parents are asking us to do them and it's difficult. Cleaning the fridge. Yes, cleaning things out, keeping the kitchen clean, right? All of these things are things that aren't fun all the time, but our parents asked us to do them, right? So I don't know, it's the right thing to do it if they ask us to do it, right? Well, we're going to read a story that goes into depth a little bit with this. Well, first I have a question. Have you ever said no? When your parents ask you to do something, have you ever said no? And if you did say no, did you get in trouble? Comment on there. Are there times that you've said no and did you get in trouble? Or sometimes you just got up and did it right away. I would like to think that all of you got up and did it right away, but I know better. I know better. Because I've asked you to clean stuff up before at church and some of you didn't do it. So I know. But Morgan says yes. She has said no before, which is, it happens, right? Sometimes. All right. Yep. There's another one. Yes and yes. Yep. Oh, and yep, and not brushing teeth at night, right? That can sometimes come with a consequence. You got to follow, the chores are also self-hygiene, right? So we got to take care of ourselves too. So that's something. Yep, sometimes we get timeouts or we get in trouble or we get something taken away if we don't follow these directions, right? And Walter adds no to going to bed. He likes to say no to go to bed, which I get that because I'm kind of a night owl, Walter. So I'm with you, buddy. All right. So now I'm going to read a story. It's called Words or Actions. So this is a parable. So it's a story that Jesus tells, and you'll hear that when I read it. It's from the book of Matthew. So big kids, if you want to follow along and read your version with me or later on, it's the book of Matthew, chapter 21, and the verses are 23 through 32. Okay? So if you guys want to go back later and read it in your Bibles, I would love for you to do that. But I'm going to read from this World Bible so you guys can hear it. So I'll read it and then I'll turn around so you can see the picture. The chief priests pushed through the crowd of people in the temple. They had some questions for Jesus. Who said you could teach about God? They asked. Who gave you the authority to heal people? Why do you have the power to create miracles? Jesus stopped teaching and replied, Before I answer, I have a question for you. Who gave John the Baptist the authority to baptize people? Well, the leaders began to argue with each other. Was the right answer God or the people or someone else? They answered Jesus. They said, We don't know. Well, Jesus frowned at the leaders who could not agree. And this is all those leaders arguing there. All right. Next page. Instead of answering the chief priests' questions, Jesus told them a parable. A parable is a story, right? A father asked his older son to pick grapes in the vineyard. Son, can you go pick some grapes in the vineyard, please? No, father, I don't want to, the son complained. But later on that afternoon, he changed his mind and he went and picked grapes for his father because his father had asked him to. Then the father went to his younger son. Will you please pick grapes today for me? He said to his little son. Yes, father, I'll pick grapes, said the younger son, but the younger son never went out and picked grapes. So he said he was going to, but then he didn't do it. And the older son said he wasn't going to do it, but then he changed his mind and he decided to do it, right? Which son did the right thing? Was it the older son who said no originally and then changed his mind and picked the grapes? Was it the older son who did that? Or was it the younger son who said, sure, Dad, I'll do it, but then never went out and did it? Which son ended up doing the right thing? The older one or the younger one? Answer in your comments. I'll wait. Older one or the younger one? Good job, you guys. Yes. The older son, right? The older son, he did the right thing because even though right away he persisted, he was pretty persistent about not wanting to go. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go pick grapes in the vineyard. But then he changed his mind and he ended up doing the right thing, right? He went and he did what his father asked him to do. I'm sure his father wished he would have done it right away when he asked him to do it, right? But at least he ended up doing the right thing, right? The older son did the right thing. Now, we've probably done things like both of these sons, right? We have probably said we would do it and then didn't do it, right? Or we've said, no, I don't want to do it, and we've complained, but then we ended up doing it. Or maybe it was the other way, where we said we would do it and we did it right away. Or we said we wouldn't do it. I'm not going to do it. And then you just never do it. Right? And that is not respectful to our parents, right? That is not following directions like we should. That is not being kind to our adults and the people in our life that have authority, right? I don't always love to use that word authority, but it's true. Our adults are the ones that provide a home for us, right? And they provide meals for us to eat. And so that's something that we need to remember. And they love us and they care for us and they take care of us and they transport us and they give us unconditional care, right? So I feel like that earns them the right to be listened to. If they're asking you to do something, then we should do it, right? Well, here's another question I have for you guys. If we don't listen to our parents or adults, how are we supposed to know to listen to God? That's kind of a deep question. I want you guys to think about that. You don't have to answer it in the comments if you don't want. There's not really a right or wrong answer here. It's just more of a thought. If we don't listen to our parents or our adults, how are we supposed to listen to God and do what God commands us to do? Because he does. There are 10 very strict commands that he gives us, right? The 10 commandments. Those are things that he expects us to follow. Other things that he has said in the Bible, love one another as I have loved you, right? Being kind to each other, right? Helping those in need, feeding the hungry. These are all things that God has asked us to do for one another, right? And one another also means our parents and our adults, right? Even though we don't want to do it. But this is a good learning step. These are baby steps, okay? So if we start, if right from the beginning when we're young, we start listening to our parents and what they want us to do, their little baby steps, right? Okay, yes, I'll clean my room. Okay, yes, I'll help clean the bathroom. Okay, yes, I'll put my clothes away. Yes, I'll do the dishes. Yes, I'll clean up my toys. Yes, I will let the dog outside. Yes, I will even pick up the dog's poop in the backyard, right? None of that is fun, right? But that's something that we have to do. All of these are baby steps to helping us understand all of the big things that God is asking us to do, right? And so if we truly want to love Jesus as much as he loves us, which is not even possible, but to try, right? Then we need to start by listening to our adults and to our parents, right? And I know parents, you probably really like this one. I'm hoping that it that it helps a little bit, but it's a good understanding to know that if we start listening at one level, then we're going to listen at an even bigger level, right? So that's something that I want you guys to focus on this week. I want you to hear what your parents are asking or your adults are asking. I want you to value them and respect them. And then I also want you to hear what Jesus is asking of us, right? If we can do what our parents are asking of us, then we can do what Jesus is asking of us, right? We can be kind. We can love one another. We can follow those 10 commandments, which includes respecting our father and mother, right? So just like these brothers, sometimes we're going to mess up. Sometimes we're going to decide to do the right thing, right? It just depends, where we are in that day. And I really, really hope that you guys all choose to do the right thing. But this week, really focus on doing what you're asked, right? And then once you do that, think of a way that you can also do something that Jesus has asked you to do. Do something kind for somebody else. Show somebody how much you love them, okay? These are all ways that we can try to be more like Jesus. All right, we're gonna pray, okay? I'm just gonna pray. You don't have to repeat after me, but I want you guys to assume an attitude of prayer, whether you open up, whether you bow and fold. That's totally up to you guys, okay? However you want to pray, we accept every prayer, every type of prayer, okay? So it's totally up to you guys. All right, here we go. Dear God, we want to thank you for all the gifts that you give us, for all the love that you give us, for the people in our lives that take care of us and just want what's best for us. Lord, help us to be more like you. Help us to love unconditionally. Help us to listen to those around us. Help us to help the people in need, to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked. Help us to truly love one another and respect one another. We say all of this in your name. Amen. Amen, you guys. All right. I hope that you have an awesome week. Week 3 is the lesson this week. So you can do those activities whenever you guys have time. If you don't have time, that is totally okay. Next week, we will pick up our next week's activities. So that includes 3 or 4 more weeks of curriculum. So I have a couple so far. I don't know if I'm going to do all 4. I think I might just do 3, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. So have a good week. I truly love you all. I miss you all. I wish I could be talking to you about this in person and we could be singing some songs and playing some games in the rec room, but soon enough, okay? Blessings. Stay healthy. I will see you next Sunday. Okay? All right.